I mentioned that the metal is quite a bit softer than the English pattern scythe blades. I don't think anyone makes them anymore. Maybe someone in America still does. Um, but these are softer, so they're easier to sharpen with a stone. And also later on, probably at lunchtime, I'll show you peening. Peening is cold forging with a hammer to thin the metal out. Because after you've used one of these all season, sharpening basically is removing the edge. You're biting further and further into thicker metal, and it gets to the point where the metal gets too thick and you can't put a decent edge on it. So that thing on that log is called a peening jig. It's a little anvil, and you basically put the side on there and hit it with a hammer and flatten more metal out. We'll go over that later. But for mowing the kind of rough grass that we're going to be doing, it is possible to get away without peening for a couple of years. It's a useful skill, and if you damage a blade, you do have to peen the damage out. So it is a useful skill to learn. Any questions on that? Where I'm talking, and I would like to get everyone scything, but we've got to go through stuff.
Yeah. So are they all the different holes on the handle there? Which you adjust them according to your height and your reach and everything. So that's part of setting up the side.
So what we do is, you can see there are adjustable holes here and here. So we have two different snath lengths. This is a number 3 that I use. So this is for people who are between, I don't know, 5'8" and 6'2", something like that. You can get a number 4, which I can also use. That's for people from about 6 foot to about 6'5". And then you can get a really giant one, a number 5, which I've never seen. These are number 2. Yeah, the way you fit it is it's best to do the fitting on either a gravel or a paved area, because you've got to undo screws. And if you do it in the meadow, of course, you drop the screws. You can't find them. It has happened, lots. So I have a spanner in my pocket. So if I was adjusting this for me, you put the snath next to you and feel that bony process, not the pelvis up here, but the top of your femur, the top of your long bone in the leg, the knobbly process that moves. So feel that. You want that to be about on it or a little bit higher. So I would actually have to move this up a notch. I won't, because I don't want to. You'll be scything. I'll just be observing. So that's where you put the first one. You use a spanner just to undo that screw. Now this is the bottom hand. When you're adjusting the side, be careful where the blade is. Accidents can happen to yourself then. This metal dowel in here also gets lost. So when I adjust the bottom handle, I pinch that between finger and thumb to keep hold of it. Also, it rotates, and then it's difficult to twiddle it around to get the hole lined up. So yeah, just undo that. I think we've only got one spanner. I bought one and I forgot to ask you for one.
I've got at some point.
Okay.
So 10mm.
10mm, yeah. So tighten that up, not until it's solid. Then the top handle, you put your elbow on the bottom handle. Do a hand span. I think technically it's called a cubit, isn't it? And you put the top handle at the point of your longest finger, or just above it. So I might actually use that hole there rather than that hole. So I think I'd move this up too. So that's how you adjust the side. I'm not going to dwell long on the angle of the blade, but you want it sort of less than kind of 90 degrees. That's covered in Stephen Tomlin's book. It's a bit technical to go into today.